Good morning, everybody. Welcome to yoga. Thank you for coming. I hope you all had a wonderful day yesterday. We had a few glitches, but generally it was wonderful to have MAFA 2021 be able to happen in this pandemic year. So this morning, let's get a little warmed up. Let's get our blood moving. Let's not have a relaxing class like we did yesterday. Let's have an active class. So if you were here with me yesterday, go ahead and just start to breathe and just bring the breath to a nice, easy pace. Lengthen it a little. And if you haven't been with me before, I'll just say a couple of remarks before we start. This is a breath-based yoga. Think about a yawn when you first get up in the morning, how you just yawn and you have actually the most wonderful stretch, but you don't realize it because you're so lost in that yawn, lost in the breath. That's what we're aiming for with this style of yoga. So as an example, if I say to raise your hands and then lower them, now try to do it with the breath. So raise your hands at the pace of your inhalation, lower the hands at the pace of the exhalation. I'll do that one more time. I'll inhale, raise my hands. There's that little bit of the pause. Exhale, feel the body drop. Let the hands and arms go with that momentum. That's what we're aiming for. The second thing is, this is not Simon Says. You don't have to do everything that I'm doing. So if I say bring your arms out to cactus pose or warrior really, you don't have to do, if you can do this, that's absolutely fine. Do what works for your body and flexibility will come naturally. Just get lost in the breath. So let's have a go. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll just bring the palms to the top of the chest, sitting comfortably in your sturdy chair. Make sure it's sturdy. And then just simply inhale, open the hands out. Exhale, let them fold back in. So we'll just keep going at the pace of your own breath. And make again the breath a little longer, a little deeper. And as you inhale, notice how the chest lifts and the hands kind of open by themselves magically. And as you exhale and feel the shoulders and torso sink, they come back in as if by magic. So just keep on going. Really fill the chest, lift the torso, the arms and hands open by magic. And as you allow that exhale to just happen, they fold back in, again, as if they were working on their own. You don't have to try. And you may find as we go that you can open out a little wider, or maybe not. Again, just do what works for your shoulders and your back. And just luxuriate in the breath. And maybe you can find that pause at the very top of the inhale, just before the exhalation. Just dwell there for a second in perfect stillness. Do one more. So the next time that the hands come back to the chest, just let them rest there. And again, no rush. Go at your own pace. And as we sit here for a moment, keeping the breath smooth and long, you can close your eyes if you like. Try to inhale, allowing the lower back to move a little forward and upwards. Try to exhale as if you could exhale down into the chair, feeling the body sinking. And on your next exhalation, allow the hands to float down to the lap. And we'll get moving. So I'm going to move a little forward in my chair to make room behind me. So you may want to do that too. I'm going to take my hands and put them behind my back. So the back of my hands against my back. You can put them low down, you can put them high up, wherever feels comfortable for you. And then we're going to do a bit of a twist. So I'm going to move a little more forward. Again, you may too. And we'll inhale here, letting the body rise. Exhale, just turn to the right, level gaze. And just breathe there for a minute. Well, not a minute, actually a second or two. And then on an exhalation, just relax the body and you'll find yourself moving back to center as if by magic. No need to try. So of course, we'll do the other side. We'll inhale, raise the body up. Exhale, turn to the left, gaze level. Breathe there for just a few seconds. And then on your next exhalation, relax the body and you'll find that you come out of the twist. So let's do that with a dynamic breath, meaning we'll just continuously move. So we'll inhale, rising up. Exhale, turn to the right, level gaze. On the inhale, come back to center. And the next exhale, twist to the left, level gaze. Every inhalation takes you back to the center, and every exhalation takes you into the twist. And we'll just move side to side at your own pace of breath. And try to make the breath nice and long and easy, smooth and silky, luxurious. Let's get lots of breath into us first thing in the morning. Oh, it's first thing in the morning to me, maybe it's not to you. And just keeping the back and the spine twisting a little bit more with the breath. And on your next exhalation, when you come back to center, just stay there, or actually inhalation, just stay in the center. And then when you get there, release the arms, let them come down by the sides. You've got your wrists in line with your hips. We'll do a little bit of shoulder rolls to get them going. So we'll inhale, shoulders come up to the ears. Exhale, roll them back and down, nice and slow. And here's the chance for us to really breathe luxuriously. Nice deep inhalation, shoulders up. Exhale, enjoy that nice slow ride back down. And again, at your own pace. And really notice how coordinating the breath with the movement makes for a really enjoyable movement. The more you can coordinate the breath with the movement, the more you sort of get in touch with what you're doing. You could say staying in the moment, being in the moment with what you're doing. So the next time that the shoulders come back and down, just let them stay there and let the arms stay by your sides, alongside your hips. So that's always the posture check, right? If you're standing and your arms are in front of your hips, you know you're hunching. So roll the shoulders back, get the wrists in line with your hips, and then you've done a little bit of posture correction. So now we'll do some seated Shalabhasana. So here I'm going to face my palms behind me and have the arms come down alongside my body. And I'm going to inhale, lift the chest and chin and press the hands back as if I was pushing them into the wall behind me. And the exhale, all I have to do is allow myself to float back to center, no effort. So inhale, lift the chest and chin, press those palms behind you into an imaginary wall. And the exhalation simply floats you back. And again, own pace of breath. And this is a good one where you might find you're able to pause for a second at the top of the inhalation And just hang there for that one moment, enjoying the calm and stillness. And then really allow yourself to come back to center on the exhalation without doing a thing. Here's our harmony where we make that effort on the inhale of really filling the lungs, pressing the hands back, lifting the chest and chin. But on the exhalation, we practice doing absolutely nothing. And you come back to center in harmony. So we'll just do one more. Wherever you are in the pose, don't rush. But the next time that you come back to center, just stay there and breathe. Keep the breath long and smooth. How often do we get to just breathe and just enjoy breathing? It's our fundamental thing. How often do we pay attention to it? Okay, so let's move on to the next. We're going to bring the hands back up in front of the chest on the chest. And then we're going to, on an inhale, open out the arms. And you can just open them out so the palms are facing upward wherever they feel comfortable. So that might be here, or that might be at shoulder level. It's up to you. Find the spot that works for you. And then wherever you are in the pose, on an exhalation, turn the palms downwards. On an inhalation, turn them upwards. That's all you have to do. Exhale down, inhale up. And if this doesn't work for your arms at all, or anything I'm doing, you think, oh, not that one, just keep your hands in your lap and breathe and concentrate on making the breath nice and long and smooth. So this is quite a challenging one. We won't do this for too long. The next time that you inhale the hands upwards, just let them stay there. And then you can use an exhalation to gently bend the elbows and bring the hands back to the top of the chest. Take it easy, take it slow, take your time. And in between any pose, just breathe, enjoy the breath. So the next thing we'll do is bring the hands, palms together in front of the chest. All you have to do here is inhale, raise the hands, let them open as they come above the head to wherever that is. Doesn't have to be far. Exhale, bring the palms back together and down to the chest where we started. So every inhale, hands rise, open out. Every exhalation, bend the elbows, let the palms come back together in front of the chest. And again, do what works for you. And if it doesn't work at all, just keep them here in the namaste position and breathe. If you really like to reach up and open up, you can turn your palms upwards at the top as if you were catching rain before exhaling, palms together, back in front of the chest. And again, at your own pace of breath. And you can pause at the top if that's comfortable to you, if that's available to you, and just breathe for a breath or two, and always using the exhalation to bend the elbows, palms together, hands back in front of the chest. So just do what works for you. You may find that your arms are opening wider at the top than they were before, or maybe not. It's not about how much you're doing, it's about how much you're paying attention to what you're doing, practicing being in the moment. So the next time that you exhale and bring the hands back to the chest, just let them stay there. Again, no rush. And we can again enjoy and notice the breath, be in the moment. And then you can bring your hands to the knees, and we'll do a little bit of cat pose. So think about that picture of the Halloween cat where it's got the rounded back and the fur sticking up on end. That's what we're going to become. So all you have to do here is take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, chin to chest, round the back. And just stay there and breathe like a Halloween cat. Every exhalation, try to move into the pose a little bit more. Your hands are on your knees, anchoring you in the pose. Every exhalation, ungrip the shoulders, ungrip the back of the neck. Every exhalation, just relax and release into the pose a little bit more. Use the exhales to relax and let go of the head. And isn't it surprising how much we can ungrip on an exhalation? And on your next inhale, very, very slowly start to move forward. Very slowly coming back to center, as slow as you can possibly do it. And when you get back to the center, just simply breathe. No rush. So now we're going to get the legs involved. So we're going to bring one leg off to the side. I'm bringing my right leg to the side. And you have, if you can, a perpendicular angle to your legs. If you can't, if the leg just comes to here, again, no problem. But I've got my legs perpendicular, so this side knee is going off to the side. The foot is facing off to the side. And this front knee is facing forward with the foot facing forward. And here's the important part. Make sure that your ankles are directly under the knees, because that's what's going to give you some stability in the pose. Ankles under the knees. So then we'll bring both hands to that front thigh, and we'll bring the hands back up to the chest, top of the chest. And here we'll inhale, open out. Again, doesn't matter how far you can go. The exhale brings it back in. Every inhale, open out the arms and hands. Every exhale, float them back in. So really fill that chest and raise the body on the inhalation. And on the exhalation, feel the body sinking down and let the arms follow that momentum back to the chest. Every inhale, filling and broadening the chest. Every exhale, you really just feel the body sink and the arms come back as if by magic. And you may find that pause at the top of the inhalation to just float there for a second. Before exhaling, body sinks, arms magically float back in. And we'll do one more. So the next time that the hands come back into the top of the chest, just let them stay there. And don't forget to breathe. Silky long breath. I'm a spinner, so I imagine I'm spinning my breath into something long and thin and smooth. If you're a weaver, you'll have to think of your own analogy. Or a felter, you could make a long, thin roll of felt. So now we're going to do the same thing with that upward hand movement. So we'll inhale, let the hands rise up to wherever they go. Doesn't have to be high. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Inhale, always raising up. And the exhale brings them down. And if that doesn't work for you, you can stay with that side opening, or you can bring your hands to the leg and simply inhale, filling the chest. Exhale, letting it sink down. That might be enough. But if you're doing the upward movement, go ahead and get really like a dancer where you coordinate that breath. You're so elegant, just like a ballet dancer. And on your next exhalation, just bring the hands back to the chest. And then we're going to release the hands down to the thigh and bring the leg back over to the front. And then, of course, we have to do the other side. So when you're able, ready, bring that other leg perpendicular off to the side. I have to move my spinning wheel. Spinning some Gotland fleece this morning. So I've got a perpendicular leg, or as close as you can get without, do that Goldilocks thing where it's not too much, but it's not too little. Again, ankles directly under the knees for stability. My front leg and foot is facing forward, and my side leg and foot are facing off to the side. Bring your hands over to that front leg, and right there you can feel that sort of twist happening. Bring them back up to the chest. And again, practice that breath. Inhale, raise the chest. Let the arms and hands float open. Exhale, feel the body sinking down. Let the arms follow that momentum back in. And just go at your own pace. And depending on what works for you, you could get really expansive with this one. You could inhale and really feel your wingspan opening out. On the exhale, gently bringing the wings back in. Or you could be opening them out to here and bringing it back in. And no matter which way you're opening your wings, we're working our back and we're working that side leg. So even though it seems like we're doing the arms, we're actually not. We're working the muscles of the side leg, the hip, our abs and back to keep us stable in this position. So the next time that the hands come back to the chest, just let them stay there. And breathe. And then you can release the hands down to that front leg. And then here, we'll simply turn the palms upwards. And as you inhale, lift the palms as if you were pushing something behind you. Exhale, let the hands come back down towards that thigh. So on the inhale, palms up, as if you're picking something up and throwing it over your shoulders in slow motion. And the exhale, let them float as if they were feathers back down to where we started. Just pace the breath. Enjoy the breath. And we'll do one more. So the next time that you exhale the hands back down, just release them to the front leg. And then you can bring that side leg back over to the front. So here we're going to give our feet a little bit of exercise, and I suggest you might want to do this throughout the day if you're sitting a lot for the conference. We're going to take one foot and just flip it so the tops of the toes are the ones against the floor. So you can do that under your chair, or you can do it off to the side of the chair. To the side is generally more doable for most people, but feel which way works for you. And you may not get, you may just get the tippy top of the toes on the floor, but just try to flip it like a pancake. And then we'll take our hands perpendicular to the thighs near the body. And all you have to do here with the foot flipped is just inhale, press the thighs, and you'll find yourself rising up. And just breathe there. Find the effort and the ease. Making an effort, but finding the ease within the effort. Keep the breath nice and long and smooth. Enjoy the stretch to the wrists and the forearms and the hands. And you're allowing that foot that's flipped, you're letting that ankle counterpose. All day long, it has to stay in that forward motion, sitting, standing. This is a way to counterpose that ankle. So on an exhalation, just allow the body to sink back down. You can release the hands and release that foot, but of course you have to flip the other foot. So find a comfortable spot, flip that foot. Don't worry if it's different than the other. Take the hands back to the thighs perpendicular, but pull them out to the side a bit, so more the fingers are on your thighs. Inhale, press down, rise up. Stay there and just breathe. Feel how it's a different stretch to the wrists, a little more to the wrists and hands and fingers. Stretching that ankle. Excuse me. Early in the morning for me. Breathing again, silky breath. And on your next exhalation, go ahead and sink back down, release the hands, and release that ankle. And go ahead and sit back in the chair, palms on the thighs. And then take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, let the chin fall to the chest, breathing here. And this might be enough of a stretch for you, breathing, but if you can, bring the hands up behind the head. And if you can, interlace the fingers. Just find what works for you. And then on your exhale, find a balance between the hands pressing down and the head pushing up. So on the exhale, you find that you can release into the pose. And on the inhale, you resist with the head. And somewhere in between, you're going to find that Goldilocks spot where you've got a nice pressure, but not too much pressure. And just breathe. And then on your next inhale, very slowly, as slow as better, start to allow the head to rise up gently and slowly. And you may get to the point where it's risen so much that on an exhale, you can let the head fall back into the hammock of the hands. Maybe not. Again, bring it to where it feels comfortable. And on an exhalation, allow the chin to come back down to the chest. And when you get there, release the hands, allow them to come to the lap, palms facing upward. Keep the chin down by the chest and breathe. Slow breath. And on your next inhale, you can again allow the head to gently rise. And I'm going to leave you with a quote for today as you're gently rising back up. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. That's from Robert Louis Stevenson. Have a fantastic day at the MAFA conference. Hope to see you at yoga this afternoon. Bye.